Hello and welcome to my information security presentation on biometric authorization and two-factor authorization. Okay, my table of contents has my biometric authorization and my two-factor authorization, the types, the risks, and the benefits for both. All right. Biometric authorization is simply the process of verifying your identity using your measurements or other unique characteristics of your body, then log it into a service, an app, or a device. Biometrics work by comparing two sets of data. The first set of data belongs to you, and the other set is the database that you are compared to. When it comes to the difference between the data and the authorization into the device, they need to be nearly identical, but not 100%. This is because not one person shares the same biometric data as another person. There's several different types of biometric authorization. The first one is face recognition. This is the most flexible as it works by systematically analyzing specific features that are common with everyone, such as the distance between your eyes, the width of your nose, the position of your cheekbones, a jawline, the chin, and other features of your face. When all this is combined, it creates one code for you as an identification. Also, fingerprint identification has been around for over 140 years, and no two fingers prints are alike. And if you think that we all carry our own username and password on the tip of our finger, which is amazing. You probably use this every day and you don't even realize when you sign in your phone with the push of a button that you're using a biometric authorization. Just like iPhones, they have the biometric authorization by using your face recognition and also a fingerprint. Hand geometry, it takes into consideration the entire hand, so you would just stick your entire hand on top of a sensor instead of just a fingerprint. This type is used in more of an industrial place. Makes sense because it doesn't require you to have clean hands. Another one is a retina scan. This uses your blood vessels in the back of the eye to create a code for just you specifically. Retina scan remains a standard in the military and government installations. There is also an iris scan, which is similar to the retina scan, but instead of using the blood vessels, it uses the iris of your eye. There's a signature that can be used, but sometimes it requires an authentication since they can be sometimes have insufficient resolution. The next one would be voice analysis, like face recognition, using the pitch and the patterns of your voice that we use on a daily basis can identify your biometric with the voice recognition. Kind of like Siri. Siri has a voice recognition on your iPhone. Next slide is the risk that comes with biometric authorization. We all know that we have one-of-a-kind unique biometric when we use our body by either fingerprint, hand scan, facial recognition. With that being said, the risk comes about that if for some reason you're locked out of the biometric system, then it will be almost impossible to reset the password, which is you, it's your body. IT would have to get involved, and it would be a long, lengthy process in order to reset this password. They would have to verify that it's you, verify the body part, try to reset it. So it's very important not to get locked out of a biometric authorization. Also, hackers have ways around everything, and if they don't, they will soon. That way we have a huge emphasis on security. If a hacker was able to access biometric database, then it could be manipulate the entire system to gain access to sensitive information. Also, databases are a risk because they need a place to be stored. Most of them are stored off-site, which allows more space in healthcare facilities, but you would need a secure connection to gain access to the database, which is another risk. Also, you would need a secure connection requiring the user to be logged on to the correct server, and that server needs the correct people operating it to ensure that it is secure. Okay, we're moving on to the benefits of biometric authorization. Okay, so when it comes to the security, it can be an added benefit as well because you carry your passcode. We all have our own individual identification is nearly impossible to forge. The software is easy to install and maintain through the IT department. Your biometric credentials are you, and it reduces the amount of paper needed to reset your password. It's very convenient. Also, it returns on the investment because it can lower administrative costs, prevents fraud and abuse, and reduces password reset costs, which can help in hospitals over cost spending. All right, my factor is the two-factor authorization. The first one would be the SMS two-factor authorization is where you enter in your username and password followed by a verified phone number that can receive a text message. Once you receive this text message, you enter the code in and you're allowed access to that system or that program you're wanting to get into. You see this a lot of times when you are paying bills online or logging into an online system. You know, they would just want to verify that it's you, so a lot of times they'll have your cell phone phone number connected to the account and it will send you a text and you enter the code into the system. And the next one would be Authenticator app. The two-factor authorization is another phone-based option that generates a code such as a QR code that can be scanned and you are given a secret code to enter. Same concept as the SMS. You also have a push-based two-factor authorization which allows you to be prompt if you or someone is trying to log into a device or system. The FIDO U2F/security keys is a newer style of two-factor authorization which typically uses a small USB, NFC, or Bluetooth low-energy device known as security keys. Okay, the risk for two-factor authorization is, you know, not many people are wanting to give their phone numbers out. A lot of times it could be either people trying to sell you something or if anyone's like me, they don't answer numbers they don't know, or you know, a lot of times though with a security code I do text, you know, I'm able to enter the code into where I need to into the system. Another thing that is added risk with SMS is cell phone coverage and battery life. So if your cell phone dies or you don't have cell phone coverage, you're not able to access this. Another one is your phone is stolen or dies, you cannot receive the codes or messages that are sent to you. Now the issue is this, is the person who has your phone, they can log in with your access code that's sent to your number. With push-based two-factor authorization, you can't choose from a variety of authenticator apps and can't consolidate all of these to push-based credentials into a single app. Many two-factor authorization require connection with your phone or device. Also with new two-factor authorization systems, they require the use of browser support, and right now Chrome is the only one that can support a U2F. Okay, the benefits of two-factor authorization is it's quick and easy by putting in a username and password, then receiving a text to authenticate that it's you are the user. QR codes can be printed and stored in a secure area, allowing easy access for you to scan the code that can be logged in. Also, being prompt that someone is trying to access a device or system is a lot easier than entering a code because it is a simple allow or not allow. You can click allow that person to enter the system or don't allow that person, so you have full control over that. U2F has an important advantage that is phishing proof. When you're prompt, like in a push base, will actually give the website, device, or system that is trying to be accessed. So just like push base, it will send you a prompt that someone is trying to access this. These are my two information security that I presented to you. Here are my references. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Have a good night.